So, hello and welcome back. I thought that this morning's video was going to be footage I took at the fair, but I don't know. I went, I enjoyed myself, but I never once pulled out the video camera. I did get that picture that you saw at the start, which was, in my very humble opinion, probably the coolest thing that I saw at the fair. There was one very broody hen who had it. I think I counted at least 6 chicks that were hiding, and they kept poking their little faces out. And I was like, oh wow, okay. That was the only thing that really got me to pull out my camera. You know, it's funny. We went to the fair for, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours walking around. I got my 10,000 steps. I mean, that's always a good thing, I guess. And I ended up more tired at the end of it than I do when I go out for a 5 or 6 mile walk out in the woods. It's not that I don't like people, I do. But being in big groups of people, I've found it exhausts me. And I legitimately was ready for a nap when I got home. I mean, it might be helped along by the fact that after we went to the fair, we went to Walmart, which is always an exhausting but worthwhile experience, and, did a little bit of shopping at the big city where you can get things a little bit cheaper than our local grocery store. But still, I almost thought about a nap when I got home. And then I looked at the step count and I was like, no, this is absolutely ridiculous. I went out yesterday and got half again as many steps as I did today and was less tired. And I've just got to come to the conclusion that it's just kind of being around people. So I came down and set up the camera, and I did have the intention of actually just doing a one of my little music videos, because I was like, you know what? Every time I sit out and watch the sun going down, I always think about the song "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me." And then I was like just sitting there thinking and recharging, and I was like, I actually did tell you guys we were going to get fair footage, and then I kind of just didn't. So I figured I'd tell you about the fair. It was fun. There were tons of people. I enjoyed going to they call it the Steam Village, which is full of old antique things. They had the sawmill up and running, and they had a steam-powered bandsaw or crosscut saw, or I don't know, one of those kinds of saws, and it was cutting rounds of wood that you could take home with you. I actually didn't take anything home. We looked at all of the exhibits. We went and looked at the horses and the ponies and walked through and looked at the rabbits and the ducks. There was a pheasant on display. It was the only one there, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Should have gotten a picture of it because it was kind of yellow and gold, and if you look right now at your screen, you can see that ripple going across. That is our local beaver, which excites me way more than the golden pheasant, even though the golden pheasant was very much brighter. It's funny, I was out with my neighbor 2 nights ago watching the Northern Lights, and I'll pop a picture that I took that night in, and I heard the beaver. It seemed to be very upset by the fact that my neighbor and I were standing on her dock and talking in loud voices when it thought it had the lake to itself. So it was doing tail slaps, and we didn't see it that night. And I wasn't expecting to see it tonight while I was sitting out on the dock, but there it went. But yeah, the fair was nice. I got my cotton candy. It was good. I probably shouldn't have eaten the whole bag, but I did because I have no self-control when it comes to things like that. And I had a good time, but I'm very happy when I come home and everything is quiet and I can just sit out on the dock, watch the beaver swim by, watch the sunset, and just kind of sit and think. Also, if you're curious, the music that hopefully is not overwhelming in the background is the new World of Warcraft War Within music. I listened to it for the first time today, and as always, the World of Warcraft team is knocking it out of the park, both with their cinematics and their musical scores. I would just put on the nature sounds, but quite literally, there weren't any. Everything was utterly quiet and completely peaceful. Not even the birds were singing when I was down there. It was just silence, and it was really nice. Actually, going with the whole silence thing, that would be another good music video, something like this, just Depeche Mode's Enjoy the Silence. But, yeah, it was a good day. I mean, we went to the store, we got lots of things that we needed, mostly critter food. I feel like pretty much 99% of the time, when I say I'm going to the store, I am going either for water, which, you know, water is life, or I'm going to get food for all of my animal friends. But yeah, the fair was good. It was interesting. We saw lots of animals. There were lots of babies, none that were being born when we walked through, but there were some very cute baby lambs. We saw the Highland cattle, which I absolutely adore, fuzzy little things. And I looked at the fair food and thought really hard about it, because I'm sure I probably could have eaten something, but everything has gone way up in price, and I said, you know what? We could buy a massively overpriced Coke here, or we could stop at the gas station and get one that's twice the size for 79 cents, which is what we did. And a lot of the food that I really, really wanted, I don't think I would have been able to handle. But I did get a little bit of chicken today, so hey, more protein. That's always a good thing. I'm kind of digging it. And then we just came home and kind of chilled out for the remainder of the day until it was time to come out, sit down, watch the sunset, and recharge my social battery, I guess. I'm hoping to get out. I saw a couple roads when we were coming back that I think are within walking distance, and I don't think I've ever gone down, so probably gonna go out and get a whole lot more steps tomorrow. You know, it is another day. Also, I do love where I live. The fair is nice, but nothing really compares with just sitting out and enjoying the silence, watching the animals go by, being at home. It's kind of my jam. Anyway, that's about it. No fair footage, unfortunately, because I just didn't really see anything that you haven't probably seen a million times before in your own neck of the woods. Although that being said, I guess you guys have probably seen this view of my lake plenty of times. Never gets old for me though. Even when it's almost perfectly calm, it still really makes me happy. So yeah, we're gonna just enjoy these last few seconds, and I will definitely see you guys later. If you don't mind, leave me a thumbs up on this video if you made it all the way to the end, just because, you know, why not? And yeah, hopefully I will get a few more interesting videos up, but this is just a calm reflections video. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.